Screens this week.
So now we're live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and live on Instagram. We are live on all of them. And we could have went live on one of your platforms. I said we could have hooked up one of your phone if you wanted to go live. So not a lot of people are in right now. My aunt's in on YouTube. Okay. So it's 3 people over here on YouTube, 1 person on Facebook, 1 person on Instagram right now. Mm-hmm. So we should be on YouTube. Somebody's calling me. Why would somebody be calling me? Oh, I know why. I need to cut this off. That's why they're saying it. Because I know why she's calling me. So now y'all should be able to hear the sound. Can y'all hear the sound on Instagram? I think y'all should. On YouTube, it's 3 people on Facebook. Okay, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta go live on one more platform. Where's my? Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna go live on one more platform. Excuse me, y'all. Bear with us.
This is high tech,
isn't it? People are sending me messages that I'm trying to tell.
Here you are.
Okay. I'm sorry, I had to tell somebody how to get on my live, so. One more platform, y'all, and then we're about to talk to y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming out tonight and watching our special Black History Month presentation of the Heritage Concert. We're here in beautiful New Orleans, home of Sunni Patterson. Hold on, y'all, I gotta go live on one more platform. Look, this high tech, isn't it, Sunny? Look.
It is. Look, child, I'm looking at all of the screens like, wow. Look at this.
Okay, so that's another platform.
Wow.
Okay. Hey, Ivy, how you doing? I'm here. I'm on Meet Me Too if you want to get on there. But I just went live on Meet Me Too. So I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Meet Me. We got a lot of cameras on us. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. We've been on for about 3 minutes thus far, and I have my beautiful guy, Sister Sunni Patterson here, who is the co-star in the Heritage Concert with me. And I wanted to just thank you all for coming out to the Black History presentation of this. As you all know, these are some Negro spirituals that are very near and dear to us as a culture, as African Americans, Negro Americans, Indian Americans, all those types of Americans, all the types of quote unquote Black people. We are here to celebrate our heritage. And we wanted to definitely put the energy out for Black History Month. And I wanted to bring to you guys my god sister Sunni Patterson to just give us, yes, you can hear, okay, yeah, to just give us some feedback today on kind of where we were when we created this, because it kind of I guess we can tell them a story of how it kind of came up. What it kind of came up was me and Sunni met a long time ago in our tradition, and but yeah, we met a long time ago in our tradition. But we're God siblings in our cultural tradition, and we just knew that eventually we would go live, and not go live here, but do an actual performance together. We just always felt the energy, and the time actually came that we was able to, get together, and here we are, we have it. So I basically told her the thing was Songs of Our Weary Years, Words of Our Silent Tears. So I wanted specific words to be spoken, and Sunny brought her beautiful words to the program, and I was just telling her I don't know if it was intentional, but it really matched everything, the different pieces that I was trying to bring and everything I was trying to exude. Her words interlaced all the songs so beautifully, and it told such a story to me. And along with the music, I just think it was beautiful, and I appreciate her so much for it. So, I just let Sunny talk a little bit about, what she was thinking when she brought to the table everything she brought to the table.
Yeah. No, so that was very intentional, right? The um, words, and just the energy of it. It's something when we think of, it's quite often when we're thinking of Negro spirituals, right? So often we are thinking of it from, for whatever reason, it's very low perspective, like, oh, this is enough. And especially in this operatic type of tone, you know how, but, and we speak about that all the time when this brings us to Paul Robeson now, it's bringing us to Marian Anderson now, it's bringing us to, right? So we have to look at everything that is ours, right? And accept, one, all of who we are, claim all of what is ours, right? Or all of what we have made ours in that, you know what I mean, in that sense. So this was an important piece, one, because it's a coded language, because as Black folk, that's just who we are. One, we're a multilingual people. So even if we only speak English, in whatever way we speak English, right? There's still a multi lingual flair, right? And that's what the spirituals do, right? Because it's a coded language, right? It's a map of a language. It's it gives a direction. It gives, it's, yes, it's the blues, but then it's the sunshine at the same time, so it's the everything and the nothing of it all. And that's what makes it so special, right? And that's what makes the artistry of it so special. So even when I think about, I'm going back to Paul Robeson, when it comes down to his voice, but then it also comes down more specifically to his activism and how he uses his voice, right, as an activist. And to do and bring these songs and these poems and these words to this space is a true act of rebellion, even. You know what I mean? Because so often it's looked at as no, not that. Let's do something new. But that's the thing. This is still a new thing. How do we breathe life, into these songs and these pieces that have given us direction, that has given us hope, that has given us, life, really. So how do we breathe even more life, new life, fresh breath into it? And I think that's what, with still holding the tradition of what it is that, and what it is that took place with the Heritage Concert, and holding the tradition, but then in breathing fresh life into it as well.
Yes. So let me ask you this: one thing that I really picked up was the frequency of the multilingualness of what we brought to this, how it spoke through different frequencies of vibrations, if you will, like whether it was the song within the song, whether it was the words of the song, whether it was the melody itself, whether it was the notes that was picked, whatever it was, it spoke to the spirit in many ways. So when I'll talk about this too, because there was some political things, or I would say that activism part that I wanted to put out. So was there any emphatic part of what you wanted to put out in all that you said? That was there anything emphatically that you wanted to say that was political, or not even political, that was more speaking to the times of now? Was it something specific that you wanted to say about this time now?
Yeah. Well, but so I think that still goes back to just art in general. That's what art does. It speaks to the time. So even if it is something from however many years ago, it's still very relevant for the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the message of God's gonna build up Zion's walls. The message of nobody knows the trouble I've seen. The message, and everything that comes with that. That supersedes a time.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
That brings us. We're talking about the symbol of a thing. So this is bringing us from what does it mean to go from just words to the essence and nature of the word, right? So it brings us to like they say, one word. They say a word is composed in the book of Pedagogy of the Oppressed. I'm thinking about, right? So there's in this one particular chapter, he speaks about this essence of the word, right? Which says that one word has two parts, and that's reflection and action. So that's really what this whole thing did. It brought us those points. It brought us to a place of reflection, and then it also prayerfully, right, moves us to a space of action. And what that means. So how do we bring that? And because again, that's what this does. This is about an unmasking, right? This is how do we, and then also how we honor these ancestors who came up with so many of these songs and sang some of these songs. How do we honor them, right? By saying, man, I understand that you had to camouflage your work. I understand that you had to camouflage your words within this cadence or within this tone or within this message. So it may be saying, I look to the north, right? But we know that what that means is I'm heading to freedom. So we have to be able to, but again, that goes back to the multilingual aspect. That goes back to, this aspect of, again, of symbol and coded language and knowing what it is that we have had to do to merely survive. So, this is so all that to say.
No,
all that
look,
to
you
say.
got me thinking.
This, when it comes down to what is the message, the message for me that I always want to, whether it's this or anything that I always want to get across is the message that is filled within the question and the answer of the who am I. So this is what it calls for within the song. You don't have to say within the song, you don't have to sing who am I or who are you or you don't have to say that. Again, this is what it goes to. How does something speak to the heart? How does something speak to the spirit? How does something speak to the gut? How does it speak to these thoughts, whatever it is? And then from there, again, what prods the question, and then also within the question is the answer of the who am I. And that's what the songs do. That's what for me, that's what is always intention with my poetry. What is it that's going to bring us back to the true self of me? You see what I'm saying?
No, I totally see.
So the capital S self is extremely important for me and how I present work and how I, how I move within the work itself. Yeah.
What was beautiful to me, and one of the reasons why I added, is your work speaks to every age, but it's so relevant for this age. It's timeless even. And that's one of the things, like, even though, like, we can take a piece of yours and we can compare it to a Maya Angelou, but it's still relevant to now. Even your older pieces, like, it's still relevant to this day.
Yeah.
And when what I really think about some specifics about what I really wanted to bring, like, I wanted somebody to bring like a sermon, like what seemed like a sermon. Like if we took the Heritage concert, for me, it was, even though the theme of it was Song of Our Weary Years, Words of Our Silent Tears, what it was for me was like almost like a church service. So when you came in, you was bringing a lot of the messages that was so relevant that carried through those spirituals, through those ages, and that are still present now in those ages. But you spoke it in a way, especially where it was uncovering every layer of ourselves, from our previous cultures, the things that we knew, the
Yeah.
things that are in our spirit that we
Yeah.
brought out. And what I wanted to do, one thing that I know you're so good at, is you make it relevant, like I'm saying, to today.
Mhm.
So one of the biggest things that I wanted to do was really take the spirituals and tweak the vibration of it
Mhm.
and make it relevant for our new age. Like,
Yeah.
our children, they're not as exposed to certain things
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I understand that it's a frequency shift.
Yeah. For sure.
So I wanted also to present it in a way that it was more along their frequency,
Mhm.
at least with the sounds, because a classical timbre might be a little bit hard for maybe somebody younger to adjust to, but
Right. That's
sometimes
good.
the background music can relate to them in another different way. So
That's
that was one thing I wanted to do, was to make it modern, because the songs are timeless.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
songs
for sure. For sure.
are definitely of every age.
Yeah.
They can be sung in every age. So, and then the other part, there was, I guess you could say, of the activism. I just wanted to almost like I hate to say this term for lack of a better nomenclature, but like a notch, just another notch in the bedpost right now. As far as like, in every age, we all know
Not a notch in the bedpost.
you know, they say it like they say that's another kind of praise.
Yeah.
Look, that's
Okay.
that's
Okay.
another kind of praise
It's
when you
all
get a
right.
notch in your
Yeah.
bedpost.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but what I'm trying to relate it to is in our whole plight towards, as a culture, towards our independence and freedom. Like, we never, every age has gone through it really bad, and it's still going on now to this day.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to add what it was from our perspective in this age, even taking that same energy
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the past and still living it in the day. Like, one of the things that I said in my quote was, I will always live for being a representation of what my ancestors are
Oh yeah.
in this age.
Yeah. Oh,
Because our
yeah, that's
ancestors have so many different energies, have so many different they represent the spectrum of light, and they exist in every age. So in this age, I strive to always bring that energy.
Yeah.
And that's just one thing that I thought was just beautiful with the way that we did it and the way we interlaced it. So let me ask you this. Would you say, how would you say you come up with your work? What are what inspires you to come up with the way that you put everything together? What's kind of your inspirations, or what gives you the mojo to put it together the Sunni Patterson way?
I don't know. So it's a couple things. That the first thing that comes up with, certainly with what goes on, the time itself, right? Stories and whatever it is that I'm seeing, and just the environment of it, my life, just those kind of things, right? But then there's the other part, that pieces don't always come from beginning to end, right? So they'll come pieces, parts, which is okay with me, because what I understand at the same time is that it's also a gathering. As much as it is linear, it is also circular. It's also square. It's gathering pieces here and there, so forth and so on. So it's I'm just really big on listening. Is the other part. Listening, of course, cadence. So I can say that we're always in this thing of rhythm, right? So I also know that, being from a place like New Orleans, you're surrounded by rhythm. You're surrounded by the cadence of something. You're surrounded by, this kind of thing. You're surrounded by sound. You're surrounded by music, surrounded by horns. So, for a lot of my pieces, I think there's also this kind of pulling from that space as well, from just that, because you're doing something at the same time by ear, the same way you would compose a song or whatever. Sometimes you might have these words, but then, or sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just have the sound. Sometimes you just have this. Oh, I want to do da 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 da. That, however,
exactly.
Right? So it's those kind of things. So sometimes it's like, all right, let me plug in there. or let me, whatever it is. But
very artistic process.
Every piece can call for a different approach. Just like every thing that is being birthed, can there's a different way. Sometimes it's not a cookie cutter way, like, oh, here is, let's follow this format. It's like, no, sometimes it's like, ain't no format.
Exactly.
The format is the not one. So it's that's a big part. But either way, it's really to still trust the process of it all, even when it doesn't look like what I might expect it to. But it's still that I'm willing and open to be able to trust what it does look like. Now,
Most
that's
definitely.
what those pieces. Now, you might have some pieces that say it's a commission kind of piece,
exactly,
or something. You have a deadline. It's such and such. You got to put this out for different, people, organizations, whatever. So that is a lot of times a linear thing. A lot of times, not every time, though, because other times it's still okay. Let's put this here. All right, I'll write this over here, and then I can squeeze this in over here. So it's a quilt of a life. Sometimes
That's interesting. That's interesting because one thing that it was so wonderful working with you because you just so professional, but as a producer, like it was good to see how you can flow with it. There's different types of productions, and with what we were doing, we met a couple of times, and we always talked, but it was more so we was riding out the energy of what it was going to be. So I would definitely say Sunny made it very easy. I would say y'all for
everybody.
Look,
because you had this vision, Ola.
Exactly.
Right? The vision that came.
Our director, Olama Oprah. Yes.
And just her vision, your vision, her vision. Because you know how it would be. Tell me. Where it go? All right. I got what you said.
Look, I'm
this
telling
kind of thing, but just the how it comes together. And again, that's what I'm saying, the quilt of it all, the quilting of it all, the weaving of it all, the connecting of it all, and everything that comes with that. So, and that's the other part, trusting the process, just like in the end, or throughout. People will be like, oh, like you said, where's the orchestra?
Exactly, where people they definitely ask, what was the orchestra?
Where's the music, right? Because recording, and then you're so one book, and then, all right.
You too. Look, you was just rolling them out like water. It was just flowing.
It's something.
Like you was just sitting on like the Orca Delphi. She sits on the tripod and she's just breathing look. That's how she was bringing it out at the production, guys. I'm telling you. But I mean, working with Sunny, it was beautiful. The artistic process, and Ola and Dan and everybody, it just flew together. It flowed really well together.
It flew.
It flew. Look, it flew. Look, with a D. But it really flowed well together. And I would say for me, it was very wonderful because I can be a little meticulous in the production process, but it made it, since being that I was actually in the production, it made it easy for me knowing that I had people that were so professional and brought a certain level of quality and energy to the production. It was easy to do it.
Oh man! And then the singers.
Yes, the singers. Yes, or just vocal ensemble. I love y'all.
Yes.
I love you all.
But again, that's what it does, right? For these parts to come together, like true harmony. That's really what it's about. Of course, it's points here and there where it'll be like I could have tightened this up. Well, maybe I probably could have did something. It's always something, but it's like nah. Otherwise, no. This is this weaving of voice, this weaving of word, this weaving of spirit, this weaving of energy.
So let's talk about, I don't want to look, guys, we've been on for maybe about 30 minutes now, but look, we gotta go. We got things to do. And my beautiful god sister, she does a lot of things. We're gonna definitely ask her in a second about what she has up next so she can put that out there for you guys, and we'll see if anybody has some questions. I'm saying some people type in some things, but we'll just see. But yeah, so let me ask you this. So I would say two more things. So before we get what's coming up next, do you have any kind of message or a vision right now that's coming to you? Not even just through what we just saw through the presentation, but in the spirit of what we did. But is it something that you've been feeling to tell the world right now with all this going on everywhere? Is it any type of anything that you would just leave with the people right now in this moment, within the vein of what we just saw and
Yeah.
just with all that we have going? Is something that you want to leave
Yeah.
for the people out there?
I, so it's just words first that come up. So the first one that came up was joy. Another one that came up was unity. Um, Another piece that came up is interwoven, to put together. So it for me, I think that's really what this time as well is about is, you know, collecting all of the pieces of ourselves wherever we have left ourselves. You know what I'm saying? To bring truly to bring our hearts with us wherever we go, right? To have people around us that encourage us to bring our hearts as well wherever we go. Because it's like not it's like we live in a time where it's such a taking of um, heart, such a misuse of love, um, and sometimes it's almost, and because of that, there tends to be a lean to the pessimistic. There tends to be a lean to hopelessness in that sense. So this is about how to have the bravery and the courage to have um, a faith that brings a powerful belief that brings right and everything that comes from not being able to physically see a thing but know that a thing is coming, and that takes a certain kind of hope, so what I'm saying, and not some hope like not some question kind of hope, like maybe I hope it works out. No, this is not like a question hope. This is an expectant hope. Like I there is like I'm hoping in the future, right? Because the thing is, you don't hope for something that you have, right? You hope for, there's an expectant hope for something that you do not see here, that you can't see, touch, taste, feel, all of these kind of things, right? But something that is still very, very real, and you know it's very, very real because when you think of it, you can engulf yourself in it, you feel it, right? You give thanks for it, and you put the energy out and trust that you bring the right elements in so that it can manifest in the best way. So, a lot of this for me is that's going back to that. How do we get back to ourselves, and in a way that we are able to again bring our hearts wherever we go. And this time is calling for that. It's calling for us to truly see ourselves in one another. I mean, we see that we gotta, wear these masks and everything all the time. And it a lot of times it forces us to
notice, to
it forces
communicate,
us to look in the eyes. It forces us to, all of these things that we don't always do.
exactly.
So that's a big thing, so see ourselves and you know collect ourselves, gather all of our parts, because we've left ourselves in some places with some people that can't protect and hold your heart, that can't protect and hold your spirit. You look up, you done left body parts at people's houses. You understand what I'm saying?
Look, I'm telling you, literally, literally.
Yeah. You done left your stuff. So it's
And people don't. It's just that's a look. That's a look.
So that's a big thing. Like, come on, we can.
I just like in that same vein, and before we get ready to wrap up and everything, I would just like, and of course add in like when your spirit is telling you to, but as well. But this is just such a time of awakening in
Yeah.
general. I think that the Heritage concert was a look, okay, yeah. The Heritage concert was, it represented the old coming into the new. And for me, it should be it's a lot of it that shows a lot about who we are.
Yeah.
And though we might say God and different things, it might be different things that we say in these spirituals and any kind of cultural or traditional song, but we're really calling ourselves.
Yeah.
We're seeing
Always.
ourselves
Yeah.
who we truly are.
Yeah.
Like, in the spiritual we see ourselves. And in the words, like a lot of your words is talking about the people, like just basically the veil being lifted.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big thing for everybody to really understand. In the midst of that, be kind to yourself and to others, because right now is like, we're learning, we're coming into a certain understanding in this age, understanding where in the previous age, we did things, and now we're in a new age and we're understanding more of why we are the way we are. And we are now at a crucial point where we have to make a decision if we're going to go into the lineage of being our highest self, the highest part of our destiny, or will we continue and we're seeing it manifest in different ways, like will the world go to the next level, or will it stay stagnant, or will it fall off? So it's just really interesting, guys. I think that we always need to stay mindful of that. And that's one thing that I would definitely say, like for the Heritage concert, we did have, like, I guess you can say I had some messages. We did a tribute to all the people that died in 2020. I just want to once again give homage to all the spirits that crossed over last year. Especially the people that died. We did another tribute to people that have died and lost their lives to police brutality. And we thank them for being the warriors that they were in their ways. Yeah. And even though these things were tragic, we will always remember them. We will always send light to their spirits, and their sacrifices were not in vain. Yeah. Every day we live and breathe to evolve and to do more in all of their names. So I just hope you guys really enjoyed those things, that those things penetrated into your spirit, and that you understood those, because those people still walk with us and they live in us. Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your comments and everything that everybody says. So last thing we'll do, me and Sunny will talk a little bit about what's coming next for us. And that's about it. But I hope you guys have enjoyed everything. So Sunny, what's next? What's 2021 looking like for you? We're still in the first part of it.
We're still in the first part.
Yeah. So what's the 2020?
We're still in, this space of, with COVID and such. So, for me, it's still a lot of virtual conferences and, all of those kind of things. But it's still, it's a lot of, as far as spiritual work and everything else that comes with that, which is all that. It's all, spirit work. But yeah, so it's different. It's different things. It's, I work with a lot of organizations and work, so it's, whether that's all centered around things like, equity, and, that's a big, that's your word this year. Right?
Equity, look, that's the buzzword.
We're dealing with all of those things. And so just doing that kind of work to bring and open up spaces with art, with, again, that kind of coming together. What does that mean to use art as not just in activism, but as activism? What does it mean to use art, right? And to promote, enhance, inform, when it comes down to spirituality, when it comes down to, love, when it comes down to war, when it comes down to whatever it comes down to, that we're able to use use these gifts to fortify and sustain and build even institutions? How do we use this
Mm-hmm.
art to um, create policy? Even how do we use this art to, help us to? I mean, truly, this is all
Exactly.
about building heart and all about, and we have to have that in order to build and have institutions,
Mm-hmm.
and because that's something that truly we have to have. So, we're doing this and doing this and doing that,
Mm-hmm. Look,
is the it's yeah, it's a bunch. It's
look. Well, I'm gonna say one thing.
artists.
I'm sure a lot of people listening, they would love to see us do something else. So
So
when we're able to, but this is my god sister, guys. So we always will be around each other, and we definitely will do
yeah.
something else. I know. Just so you guys know, I have I'm my Oba Omi, the Aquifer series has been on hiatus for several years now, but it will be coming back in 2021
All right.
on my Oba Omi YouTube channel. So I just want to let you guys know that. So if you haven't, go to Oba Omi, OBAOMI, my Oba Omi YouTube channel, and you can watch what I already have on there. And I'm going to be renewing that series on my Oba Omi channel.
That'd be good.
Also, we will do the second installment of the Heritage Concert this year. The theme is going to be a surprise for everybody. Yes, yes, building hard. Yes, 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 yes. So, and I want to expand to just a lot of what Sunny is saying. I want to collaborate with other artists and use art to evolve. They always say, life imitates art, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what as an artist are we doing? Because it's just funny. Like I've talked about this before, like how in the previous ages, like they always use the artists as mules.
Oh
But
yeah.
they have the visual art depicting things. They have the music at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have the visuals like your plays and everything. So everything it's always something that's an art piece of the time. But what do we really do to make life better for each of us that are just around?
Yeah.
It's one thing to leave a stamp here because even like we're learning so much in this age, like things that we thought didn't belong to that were by certain people were by other people or by it's just a lot of interesting things that we're learning now. But we just want to we want to, as we're learning new things, we want to just evolve as we go along. So
Yeah.
that is a big quest, and also finding a way for me personally to see how can we really build artists and really build a real life for them outside of them just being a public figure,
Mm.
because people forget that sometimes the artists we are real people too. So, and speaking of such, that's why I can't keep my sister forever. Like we both have a life and we have a lot of things to go on to do. But I appreciate her so. I appreciate your energy so much. What you brought to the Heritage Concert, it was definitely unforgettable. It kicked off the Heritage Concert series with a big bang. I don't think one will ever really be like this one.
No, because it's going. It's evolving and expanding. And
But this was definitely
shifting
look. It
and
was
everything
definitely
else.
a step in the right direction,
Yes,
like
yes. Oh,
a
it was
big
good.
leap.
It was good. It was good.
Look,
Yes, it was good.
so
It was
yes,
good. If I must say so myself.
yes, we did the damn thing, guys. Excuse my language, but yeah, we did it, and just expect more from us. Just expect more for us to go higher to higher levels. Stay in touch. Tell them where to find you at. Just everybody pay attention where to find Sunny at, because I want them to know where to find her. On social media, like to find her productions and the other things. She does a lot of stuff, so I don't want y'all to miss anything she's doing. Y'all are on my platform now, but I want to make sure everybody knows.
Okay, y'all on my platform now. No, but I'm Sunny Patterson everywhere. SUNNI PATTERSON. So on all the what is that? Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a Twitter. I can't tell you. I don't run Twitter, but I think it's one. But then there's of course sunnypatterson.com, so you can go there for information for bookings. It'll be other things that's added is I have a deck of beautiful affirmation cards.
Wow.
So
Yes.
you can
I'm gonna have
go
to get
there,
those now.
yeah, and
Look.
get a deck of cards. But yeah, sunnypatterson.com. So go there and look around. It's a lot. That's one of those things that my website had been down for so many years. I'm saying like a whole
Look,
bunch of
dang.
years.
Okay.
And yeah, Spirit was like, look, just put it up. Get something up. So it's something that's up, but things are being, added and everything else. But
Evolving.
yeah,
Yes.
as long
Yes.
as it's out.
Yes.
But you're just go get over there. Go over there and see. Get you get you something. Right now I think it's only the cards that's up there, but it's more things that's coming up. And yeah, more things coming up and coming out. And we working on that.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. If you haven't seen the Heritage Concert, guys, go to my YouTube or go to my OnlyFans page because it won't be on YouTube forever. You may have to purchase a subscription to my OnlyFans, but you'll be able to see me and Sunny. I'll be releasing some solos of me and her doing it on my page. So you all will be able to see some of it. But if you want to see all of it, you're gonna have to get a private link, donate for a private link, or go to my OnlyFans. So enjoy it today. It's also re-premiering next Sunday. We're gonna do another viewing next Sunday for Black History Month, last day in Black History Month. So I'll be coming in the chat live. I'm gonna be back probably in Atlanta or wherever I might be. So Sunny won't be there. She's gonna be with us in spirit. She might be in the chat. Who knows where she might be. So, but we'll definitely have a good time next week and celebrate the rest of Black History Month. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you so much. Look, we got everybody's eyes. We got cameras everywhere. Thank you all so much for your support. And we will catch you all on the next production. Thank you. Bye. One at a time. Let's see. In that. Okay, you asking me for too much right now. Okay. Let's see. How do we end this one? In live. YouTube and that one. And